Hello, everybody. My name is Brian O'Sullivan, and I did my slideshow on the ancient Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. The Aztec capital. Tenochtitlan was heavily populated and over time was home to 150,000 to 400,000 people and was the largest city in the Americas. The city was built on a man-made island on Lake Texcoco and connected to land by three large causeways that extended across the saltwater lake. Contained massive pyramids, floating gardens, aqueducts, dams, dikes, and canals. Their hydroengineering, super impressive. The Chapultepec's streams fed elevated lakes that were hydraulically connected to the capital city by aqueduct systems and supplied the city with a consistent fresh water source. The aqueducts consisted of twin pipeline systems where one was used to transport the fresh water and the other would be cleaned, and it allowed for a consistent supply of water. The brackish salt water was separated and redirected to the other surrounding lakes. Their aqueducts. Impressive, man. A remarkable engineering achievement for this time period. Constructed with mud, plants, wood, and the channels lined with packed clay in order to hold the water. Gravity-fed dual water systems flowed into the city. One could be cleaned while the other functioned, and the laborers cleaned these regularly. Water flowed into public fountains where it was then distributed throughout the city through a system of smaller canals and pipe systems. There's a photo right there on the top right that they uncovered from Mexico City, which is now on top of this ancient city, sadly. Their dams. Crucial to the Aztecs' hydraulic engineering system, dams and dikes prevented the city from flooding by managing water levels, helped maintain a consistent freshwater supply. When the dams and other parts of the Aztecs' hydraulic system were destroyed during the Spanish invasion, the city inevitably flooded, and they built right on top of it. Their dikes. Amongst Tenochtitlan's dams was the impressive Nezahualcoyotl Dike, which extended 10 miles across Lake Texcoco. And there's a photo of it right there. It's insane. Separated fresh water from the lake's saltwater, which protected the city's freshwater agriculture and drinking water that sustained the entire population. It connected a network of canals that were used for transportation, irrigation, and to protect the city from flooding. Their agriculture. Chinampas were their floating gardens and are the reason for their agricultural success. It was the foundation of Tenochtitlan. Chinampas were created from layered reed, branches, and other vegetation to form a base and mud to fill. Ahueyoto, or willow trees, were planted along the side of these in the ground at the bottom of the lake to reinforce them and anchor them down. The Aztecs used a zero waste system that recycled organic materials in order to create a highly fertile soil. These raised garden beds were highly productive and were able to reproduce multiple harvests of corn, beans, and squash per year. Other crops included tomatoes, chili peppers, and amaranth. Chinampas were also used as flower beds for pollination for bees and decorative purposes. Their fishing. Lake Texcoco offered an abundance of aquatic life, including various types of fish and shellfish. The Aztecs used many methods of fishing, including hooks, spears, nets, platforms, canoes, and artificial pools. Fish eggs, shellfish, algae, or fish wrapped in corn husks could be sold or bought at the market as a high source of protein. Their sewage. The city used a waste collection system in which the city's workers would collect feces and place it in a specific sewer system for composting. After the pathogens were removed from the waste, it was safe to use for fertilizer or sold at the market for tanning hides. Liquid waste was either flushed into surrounding lakes through a system of clay pipes or collected in pottery and repurposed to help dyes bind to fabric or tissues for clothing at the market. Society. The Aztecs were a hereditary hierarchy structured society. So if you're not born into it, go fishing, I guess. Daily life in the city revolved around agriculture from chinampas, labor, and a complex market system that sold agricultural goods like fish, textiles, obsidian, which is volcanic glass, for those of you who don't know. The Aztecs used cocoa beans, turquoise, feathers as a form of their currency. Their daily life, rituals, labor, social duties were amongst the daily routines here. Workers would either farm, craft, trade, or perform their civic duties, which is like the collections and things of that nature. The Aztecs had a universal education system where boys would attend temple and military schools, and the girls would be trained in weaving, domestic arts, and market trade. Music, storytelling, patoli, a game that they played, and rituals were part of their community activities. And patoli is a gambling game that symbolizes the struggles of the cosmos, life, death, and the movement of the sun. So to recap everything, we got double aqueducts transported fresh, clean water from a separate elevated lake to the city. Organic waste was used or sold for tanning hides to be sold at the market in exchange for turquoise, cocoa beans, or obsidian. A regular waste collection system and canals prevented the sewage from contaminating living areas. Massive dike and sluice gates controlled flooding and kept brackish water away from the city. Fish, shellfish, and algae provided the city with a sustainable source of protein. Organic waste was collected and then composted to be used as fertilizer on the chinampas, which sustained an intense agriculture. And the combined effect was the most effective public health and environmental management system known to mankind. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and you are just as impressed with this city as I am and what they were able to accomplish as far as sustainability and health. So that's it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.